Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm starting my channel and I wanted to do this for a long time, but I decided to start now. And I will be sharing a little about the things that I've been through in my life, what happened to me when I was a child, and a lot of things, but I will share a little of it today. So today I will be sharing about how I was molested when I was a child. Yeah, it all started when I was living. I never had a mother. I was left with my grandma and my uncle. Me, my older sister, and my older brother. We were all living with my uncle and grandma. And a cousin was there also. She was young, but she would help out with my grandma because she was very old. And it started about when I was 5 going up, around 5, 6, those 8, 5, 6, 7, that's when it all started. And the first person that it started, it was like, he was close to my uncle always have like a lot of friends that comes there, like a lot of men was there. We had a shop in the yard, so it was like busy going in and out to and from. And my uncle works, he was a farmer, and he also was a taxi driver, so he works. My grandma was very old, so she couldn't pay like all the attention to us that we needed. We were young, and it started with one of like, he was like a family. He was like a family. He was living there for a time, then he left. It was like a family. And it started with him. He started like touching me on my private parts. He started touching my breasts, and he didn't start like sexually. He didn't start having sex with me, but he started to touch me. He would use his fingers. So he would use his fingers for a while, and he keeps going on. He keeps doing it until it continued with him, until it started with another man. He was my uncle's friend. He was there. He was a good friend to my uncle, and he started having sex with me at a young age, and he would do it every time that he gets a chance, every time that my uncle is not there. Like lots of times we're there alone. Me and my older sister, because my brother had left after a while to live with his father family further down the line. And it was just me and my sister. We were going to school, all-age school, and it happens with him basically almost every day. Anytime he get the chance, because he's always there, you get the chance once I'm alone in the house, or sometimes I would go to like the bathroom. Those times we have like outside toilets. It wasn't like inside. And every chance he would do it. Like we had 2 houses in the yard. My uncle's house was at the bottom and my grandma's house was at the top, and that's where we were living, at the top. My cousin that was there, she had gotten pregnant at her early age in high school, and she left after a while and she went to live with her baby father. But she was there helping out with us, because my grandma was old, as I said. And so that man, he keep doing it. He do it every chance that he gets. He do it. I didn't have a chance. I couldn't say anything. I didn't know what to do, and he keeps doing it. Like I just had to get comfortable with it, because I couldn't do anything. I could not help the situation at the time, and he continued with him until my uncle started to build. On his house. He extended his house. He was building. I remember he was building his living room, kitchen, and a bathroom. And it started again with the builder that he brought there to build the house. It started with that man, and he was even worse. Like, he would molest me every chance that he gets. He would have sex with me. He would have sex with me anywhere. I even remember one time my uncle was like, we were going to a nearby bush where they cut like yam stick, that he used to do his farm. And I remember one time we all went there, me, my uncle, my sister, and he was there also, because we had to like pull the yam stick down to the road for them to pick it up. And my uncle was ahead of us, and my sister, she went ahead, and like he told me to stay back. Like I couldn't help it. It's not like I wanted to stay or I wanted to do any of this, but they were older man, they were older. I didn't know what to do. I didn't say anything, and he just had sex with me in the bushes right there. I couldn't do anything about it. And it went on and on and on and on. It went on for a very long time. It was always devastating. It has been living with me for a long time. I haven't spoken about it. I spoke about it once. And this is something, it's something hard. It's not easy. My childhood was taken away from me. I don't know. I didn't get the chance to be a child. Like, I was one of those kids. I was one of those kids that was well matured. When you look at me, you know those kids that, you have some kids are slow. My sister was slow, but I was more mature. I looked mature. I looked older than my age. So these men, they preyed on me. They like, I don't know. And it keeps going on until I was like the age of 8, 9. That's when I think it cooled down. The man went back, and then in that period of time, my uncle's friend, he was still there, but he comes and goes like a little less. So he gotten lessons for a period of time, and I was just living with this, and this affected me because I've gotten so used to being sexually abused with them. So I've gotten so used to sex. I started having boyfriend like at an early age, because I was used to it. My uncle didn't know what was going on. He was busy. He left. My uncle would leave home like 5:30 in the morning, because as I said, he was a taxi driver. So he would leave home like 5:30 in the morning, and when he's not on the road running taxi, he was at his farm. So he was pretty busy. He didn't have time to like sit us down to talk to us, to know what was going on. My grandma that lives in England, she's the one that took care of us. She take really good care of us. She would send like barrels for us. She would send money for my uncle to take care of us. And it was just me, my sister, and my grandma. At one point in time, my aunt came there to live. That was my uncle's girlfriend. It cooled down at that time also. My uncle's girlfriend came there to live. She was living there for a couple of years, so things got really easy for me at that time, because they weren't coming there as often as used to. So things got easy then. She was there for a while. She takes care of us. She would comb her hair, send us to school, and she left and went abroad. After that, I started, like, it was just me and my sister. After that, me, my sister, my uncle, and my grandma. So we lived in the house with my grandmother. We'd go to school. My uncle would give us money in the morning for school. We come back home. My sister would cook. My older sister, she would cook dinner for my uncle and my grandma. For us, she would cook dinner for us. And so it was just basically me and her taking care of herself. My grandma would pay a lady. She comes and goes. She come and wash her clothes, wash my grandmother's clothes also. And that's how we survived. And it was just me and my sister there to take care of ourselves. We didn't have anyone to take care of us or to talk to, or to share. So we just share things with each other. But I didn't even tell my sister what was going on with me, because I didn't want her to say anything to anyone, and then things would have gotten bad for me. So I didn't say anything to her. I didn't tell her anything. And I didn't say it to my uncle either, because I knew him. My uncle was a serious man, and if I had said anything to him, maybe he would have been in prison right now. My uncle died a couple years ago. He was a good person when it comes down to, he gave us money to go to school. He would help out, because it was just him. He was like a father to us. And this was going on. It was going on. And after that, my mom came. I didn't really know her, because she left us. She didn't come back for a long time. When she do come back, she'll come for like a day or two. That's when we see her. And then she'd be like, she wasn't around, or she didn't have time for us, so she left again. But she came back. I remember when she came, I was 10 years old, and my sister were like My sister was 13 or 14 years old when she came, and they say that she came for us. She said that she came for us. She's gonna take us back. She was living in Colombia then, and she was gonna take us back. She was gonna take us there with her. We weren't happy about it because she wasn't a fun person to be with. She didn't have time for us. She didn't care about us, and whenever she visit us for like two, I remember seeing her before she came and took us. I remember seeing her like 2 times, and the 2 times that she come, she would spend like a couple of days, and she never showed us love. So we weren't into her. She never showed us love as a mother. So when she come, we were sad to go. We were really sad to go, but she took us, and we left her grandmother and our uncle. And that's when the sexual abuse stopped. But that was the beginning of hell for me and my sister. And so, but I'm gonna put that in another video. Today I'm just gonna talk about the sexual abuse. I will do some more I'm gonna do some more videos telling you guys about what I went through when I left Jamaica at the age of 10, and how the abuse started. That was my way to hell when I left Jamaica. So that's gonna be in another video. But today I really want to say it wasn't easy for me to say it. I remember the first time that I spoken about being abused as a child. The first person that I told was my mother, and that was like a couple years, about 4 to 5 years now. My son is gonna be 5, so it's about 4 or 3 years now that I told her about it. I remember my nephew was staying with me, and my sister's son was staying with me, and he got sick. He's asthmatic, so I had to take him to the hospital. And I called her. She was in Jamaica then, and I called her, and she said she would meet me at the hospital. And she came, and shortly after my sister came, and so she was sitting in the hospital with her son, and my mom went back to the car. So I decided to go to the car, because I always wanted to say it to someone. I always wanted to say it to her, since she's my mom. She left us. She didn't know what was going on. I always wanted to say. So I was there sitting down, and something keeps telling me, say it to her, say it to her, say it to her. I said it to her that night. I turned to her and I said, Mommy, why is it that when you took us from Jamaica, you never sit us down and ask us, like, what did you went through when I left you there? Was everything okay? And she was saying, like, what are you talking about? And I said, like, I was molested when I was a child. I was molested by not one but several men. And she said to me, like, when was that? And I said, it started when I was like about 5 to 6 years old. That's when it all started. And she said to me, like, you cannot remember when you were 6 or when you were 5. That is impossible for you to remember anything at that age. And I was like, yes, I do. I remember everything that happens to me. Like, if you have gone through something that is traumatizing, you will not forget. It doesn't matter what age you are, from your 5 going up, you will remember, because it's something bad. Or if it's something good, you're going to remember that moment, trust me. And that's all she was saying, like, you cannot remember, you cannot remember. She didn't show any form of sympathy. She didn't show any compassion towards what I was saying or what I've went through. All she did, she took up her phone and she called her husband. He was in England, and she called him and she was like, Pops, do you believe that someone can remember when they were 5 years old? I don't know what he was saying because he was on the phone, so I don't know what his response was. But I heard her say, like, that's what I'm saying. Chinny's here telling me that she got molested when she was 5 years old. But I don't think she can remember when she was 5. All she was thinking about and talking about was the fact that I said I was molested at the age. She was just debating on the age, like, you can't remember. She didn't say anything else, like, is it true, is it lie, whatever. She didn't care to know. She only was on that. And she was there on the phone with her husband, and believe me, she never said another word to me about it. She was just on her phone. She didn't want to hear. Obviously, she didn't want to hear anything about it. She didn't care. I knew she wouldn't care. She never loved us. She never really cared about those stuff. So, but I just wanted to say it to her. I wanted to say it to someone, and I think that she was the best person to say it to see if I could get, like, some love from her in that way. But it didn't work. She didn't say another word to me. She was there sitting on the phone with her husband. She never comes off the phone to say anything else, to ask anything more. And from that day on, she has never mentioned a word about it to me. Never. She has never said anything at all. I'd never said it to anyone else since then. I think she told my older sister, since we were living together, she asked her like if it was true or whatever. I don't know what my sister said because I never discussed it with my sister. So that's when my sister came and asked me like, Chin, I didn't know that whatever she told her was going on with you. And I said, yes, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't want to say it to you. And I even said to my sister, were they doing it to you too? And she said, no, they weren't. That's what she told me. And I said, okay, well, it was happening to me. And I haven't spoken about it since I've met my daughter's father. I said it to him one time, and like I feel like I should say it to someone else just to see like if they would show some compassion, or what will their answer be towards it, like if it's just nothing or if it's just okay for a child to be molested and it's like no one feels sorry for you, no one feel like regret or anything. So I said it to my daughter's father, and he was sorry, but he didn't have much to say. But we were talking about it for a little while, and that's it. But since then, I haven't said it to anyone. I haven't told any family. This is the first time I'm talking. This is the first time I'm actually speaking about it again since I told my mother and my baby father. That was it. I haven't spoken about it again in years until now. And the reason why I'm sharing this, I know that there are females, I know that there are kids out there that are going through the same thing. Like they're left with some guardian, or even still living with their mother or father, or both parents, and it's going on. Like parents need to be aware. You need to be aware of the company that you keep. You need to be aware of who you bring around your daughters, especially when they are like more mature, when they have a certain form of body. You have to be careful of who you bring around your kids, because it's not easy. It's not always easy for us as a child to come to you and say like, this person is molesting me, or this person is touching me. Some parents don't believe you. Like they put their friends first. They don't believe you, and some kids are afraid that what might happen and what you might do and the trouble that you might be in. So they don't say anything. Sometimes it's not easy. You just have to work with it. I had to work with it at the moment. That's all I knew to do, was to keep quiet and work with what I was getting. I couldn't do anything. I just did what I knew best to do at the time. And most kids are going through this, and this is the reason for me doing this, hoping that parents can be more aware. Check your child if that's what it takes for you to know if your child is going through abuse. Check your child. I'm not saying you're gonna go there every day to check your daughter every day to see what's going on, but every now and then you make sure that you check your child, because they're not gonna always talk about it just like me. But you just have to be aware. Mothers, fathers, or guardian, whoever you are, as long as you're living with a kid, it can, with a little girl or even a little boy, because it can also happen to them too. You have to be aware. And also for the kids, like sometimes you might not have anyone to talk to. Sometimes you're afraid to talk to your mother because you aren't that close, or you are close but you're afraid to say it, or to your father. Like find someone, try to build some confidence in someone where you can say it to, if that is what, if it can help the situation, or if it can stop what is going on. Speak out. I know it's not easy. It was never easy for me. It took me years, and I'm 26. It took me years to say anything, to actually speaking about it. No, it took me years, and it's not easy. It's still not easy. I've been thinking about doing this for like days, but I think about it and I'm saying like, I'm not gonna do it, and then I said, oh, I'm gonna do it. Like this can help someone. So it's not easy. It's really, really not easy. But parents, be aware. Be aware of men that comes around your child. Not only stranger, but it can happen from family, uncles, aunties, fathers. It can happen from anyone can do this. You just have to be aware. Be attentive to your child. Pay attention. Ask your child questions. Sit with your child. Don't just be a mom who gets up and send your child to school and they come back home and you buy them clothes, you buy them shoes, and you said, oh yes, I'm taking care of my child. Also sit them down, talk to them, know what is going on in your child's life, know what is going on at school. No, try to be as attentive as possible. I'm not going to say you're going to be perfect. No one can be. I have kids. And I always ask my kids, like, who touched you? Like this, what happens to me, it makes me so furious. I always want to know what's going on with my kids. I always ask them, and I told them, my sons, I told them, no one is supposed to touch you here. No one is supposed to do this to you. It doesn't matter who it is. No one is supposed to touch you. So I always ask them. My daughter is young, she's still a baby, so she it's not time for her yet. But I mean, I talk to my sons, even though they're young, I still talk to them. You have to sit your child down. You have to have a communication with them. You have to know what is going on with your child, because not all the time they will just come up and say, oh mommy, this is happening to me, or daddy, this is going on with me. So I hope this can change a situation for someone. I know, and I think that it can be an eye opener for some people. So please pay attention to your kids. Pay attention, and kids, be more, what should I say, no, talk more. Talk to your mom, talk to whoever you're living with. And if it's happening in your house and you have no one to talk to, try to find a friend. Talk to a teacher. Talk to another auntie, another uncle, someone. Try and say something. Try to be comfortable, even though it is not easy. I've been living with this for years, and this makes me so... It makes me even a violent person. Maybe I'm dancing in the dark. I was violent. I would fight for anything. I was resentful towards people. This is something that you can never get over. Even when you get older, you will not get over it. It will always be there. Like your innocence was taken away from you. You can never get that back. But I mean, it's not easy, but try to talk about it. I think maybe that can, and I'm hoping that after sharing this, like, it may bring me some more peace. Like, I'm not a weak person. I'm not weak. I'm not weak. Those who know me, they know that I'm not a girl who's gonna sit around and cry every day or complain every day. No, that's not me. You know me, I'm always smiling. If I'm a person like this, I have two personalities. Today I'm smiling, tomorrow I'm just serious. That's me. But you will never know what is going on with me, because I'm not going to just go around and complain to the world. No, that's not me. I am strong. I've been through hell. I've been through so much. My life has been a living hell. Trust me, my life has never been easy. It has been the hardest thing ever. The easiest part of my life was living with my uncle and my grandma. Even through that abuse, that was the easiest part of my life. Trust me, it has never been easy. It has always been a misery. But as I said, I'm gonna do more videos to continue from where I stopped. But today it's just about the abuse. So parents, please be aware and check your child. As I said, be careful of who you bring around your child. And that's gonna be it for today. So I hope that this story can inspire someone. This story can help someone, can inspire some kids to speak out. Or not only kids, like women of my age or even older that are living with this. Like, it's not easy to speak out, because you're gonna be thinking, like, those who know me, what they're gonna think of me, or what will happen after this. But like, this is to help someone. So if I can help someone, I don't care what other persons think. I've never shared this with my family, with any member of my family, and other than my mother, I've never shared this before with anyone. So this will be the first time most persons are knowing about it. Friends, family, it's the first time. So it's not easy, but I hope it helps someone. So thank you guys for listening. As I said, I will be talking in my next video about the beginning of hell for me at the age of 10 when I left Jamaica. So if you guys want to you can subscribe to my channel and see what's coming next. Thank you.